Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli, and this is Vigorelli Institute. And today, before we get started, I'd like to call your attention to this. This and other hoodies are available on my website. Now, A-Strap Labs is the company, business, I should say, of Dr. Dorian Astrapios, lead character of my series. Go ahead and check that out. This is actually quite comfy. But we'll get into other things later. So today, I'm a big fan of ghost stories, okay? Haunted locations, ghost tours, etc. I even hunt. But when I hunt, my goal is to cross them over. I know, I'm weird. Call me crazy. So I was, doing some research on ghosts. Shout out to Don't Scare Claire, by the way, because I love watching her stuff. And I was noticing some themes, namely with female ghosts. Okay? So it's like, well, I can't be the only one who's figured this out. Somebody had to have noticed the pattern too, because I'm not the smartest bear in the tool shed. Yes, I know. Hush. So let's look at this, shall we? So we've got a few colors here, all right? Each one has a meaning from what we can ascertain from the hauntings themselves. Now, whether or not these entities actually exist, that's open to interpretation. Why not? Okay? So we've got white, red, blue, black, brown, gray, and purple. So we got 7 different kinds. Let's hit the white lady first. Sorry, that came out wrong. Don't hit anybody. That's mean. Alright, so white lady symbolizes tragedy. Okay? Usually someone who was taken well before their time. Well, all ghosts in a way are, but this one was taken often during a time that should have been joyous. Okay? Meaning she was just starting a particular point in her life and it was ripped away. Either through an accident, through foul play, or through some kind of mental illness. And Minecraft, we'll say. Okay? From my understanding, these ones are the most common. And the dress seems to be emblematic of the ghost's mental state, either at death or during the haunt. Okay? These are usually the ones you see in what are known as resurrections. That is, you see her walking along the roadside, you pull over, offer her a ride, she hops in, you take her to the place or nearby somewhere, and then poof. Okay? Only for her to do it again later on. Okay? Which is why they say, don't bother giving them a ride home. It's not worth your time. Alright. Next up is the red lady. Okay? This is usually a woman who dies in passion. Okay? She could have been very vain. She could have been a lady of the night for jealous lover, yada, yada, yada. Okay? From what I've seen, these ghosts also tend to be a little bit on the, shall we say, aggressive side, but not necessarily mean. Just a little bit more in the, shall we say, touchy-feely sort. White ladies, on the other hand, tend to be a little bit more standoffish. Okay? Alright. Blue ladies tend to be associated with, say, not surviving childbirth. Okay? These women also, I found from the hauntings, tend to be very welcoming, They tend to be very nurturing and oftentimes very happy to see people. They're usually a little bit more gregarious, and they're particularly kind towards children. Okay? Next up, we got the black ladies. Not skin, dress. Now these women tend to be very similar to the red ladies in that died during passion. Okay? But from what I can tell in their hauntings, this is usually betrayal, such as they were drugged. Somebody got them without them realizing it. Okay? They're not mean per se, but they are aggressive, especially if they sense a man who's maybe not a good boy. She will be very, very cruel to him as a means of vengeance. Okay? Now, the brown lady is next up. Kind of similar, but they're more like an accidental death, from what I can tell. Like, passed away during normal things. It shouldn't have happened this way. So they harbor no ill will exactly. They're not mournful or anything like that. If anything, they're really quite welcoming, if a bit forlorn. Nothing like the white ladies. Gray ladies, on the other hand. Very much so because of betrayal, but not at the hands of their lover, like the black lady. This is usually a woman who was a good girl. She was jilted by her lover or her husband. He just wasn't feeling it anymore, or he had moved on to another woman for whatever reason, and she Minecrafted or somebody else shuffled her off, shall we say. They tend to be a little bit on the aggressive, and from what I can tell, poltergeisty side. All of them can turn polter, but the manifestation of the poltergeist anomaly varies with each type. So the gray ladies tend to be a little bit more, I'm angry, I'm hurt, I want you to hurt with me. Okay? And lastly, we've got the violet ladies. Now, these tend to be the ghosts of women who were wise women, who were special, who may have been able to see the deeper truths of the universe. Catch the Matrix, if you will. Okay? When you see these, chances are they know exactly what's going on and they're having a ball with it. Okay? I would expect these to be extremely dangerous. Now remember, no ghost can actually kill you. They can do things that may result in your death, but they themselves cannot do that. They can mess you up, mostly psychologically. Maybe throw things and smack you around a little bit, but they can't kill you. These ones will mess with your head. And from what I've seen, they are unbelievably rare. We're talking like rooster teeth levels of rare. So, my experience. Common, rare, white, purple, gray, black. Okay? Probably brown. I would say blue. And then red in the middle. Okay? That's my bet. Anyway, have you ever come across one of these? let me know in the comments. I know I've met a few. Met kind of a sickly green one. Did a video on that a while ago. Go ahead and check that out. I actually call that incident Black Christmas. Not actually a ghost, though. That was something totally different. Go ahead and watch the video. And run across others as well. So I've got quite a few stories. But let me hear yours. Okay? If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, and tell me some of your stories. Also, visit my website, vimandvigorelli.com. Link is in the description. Stuff like this behind me, and books, and feel free to follow me on Twitter. Handle is in the description. Until later, guys, you take care. Bye-bye.